in a list format is a little bit limiting, and I think as myself as a learner, I don't find that particularly memorable. So I've spent a bit of time working on how to design this front page experience so it looks a bit better and it's a bit more navigatable by the students. So if I just go to here, I used a program called Visme and came up with this design for the unit. So this is interactive. Each of the flags is a learning activity, and each of the circles has a link to the course. So they have an introduction, understandings 1 to 4, video tutorial for understandings 5 to 9, and then you can see I'm still linking this here with the criteria, and then between each learning experience there is an assessment. So between the introduction and the lesson they have to take part in a discussion, so I've used the Schoology icon and that will take them straight through to the discussion. I'm aware that some students might not like this. Some do prefer a kind of more traditional layout. So I have made the course available down here, and anyone who wants to navigate the course in the normal way absolutely can do. All right, hope that's helpful. Thank you.
كما شفنا الفيديو في فيديوهات ثانية تساعدنا ان احنا نستفيد اكثر من هالبرنامج او هالموقع في شرحنا كمدرسين أو كمحاضرين. نطلع ونشوف شنو هالموضوع ممكن يساعدنا فيه. هذا فيديو ثاني يوضح لنا شلون ممكن نستفيد من Visme. Blended learning.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Burke. I'm the Assistant High School Principal at the United Nations International School, and within the context of this project, I was the facilitator and co-participant. How do you spark teacher entrepreneurship and speed the process of innovation in a school from concept to classroom impact? Just as students in a technology-supported learning environment should have control over the time, place, path, and pace of their learning, teachers, when participating in professional learning, should have a similar freedom. Unfortunately, traditional forms of professional development have not fully permitted learner control over the learning process. Up to this point, teachers receive student input about the quality of a unit of study too late in the lesson design process, only after the unit has been delivered. In schools, teachers are often frustrated with the quality and usability of learning applications and EdTech tools. This perhaps is a result of the troubling disconnect between EdTech developers and student and teacher users. The vision of the Blended Learning Lab is to foster new and effective ways, through best practice in blended and online education, to improve the personalization of learning and to inspire further innovation by connecting teachers with EdTech startups and developers. The Blended Learning Lab works at 3 levels. First, at the classroom level, we design, build, and test new learning modules in an intense environment and compressed time period. We supply teachers with know-how and the tools to personalize learning around the unique strengths, interests, and needs of each student. Second, it works at the EdTech ecosystem level. We connect 2 worlds at the moment that exist in a measure of isolation. We provide opportunity for conversation between developers, students, and teachers, inspiring improved and empathetic product development. Third, the Blended Learning Lab works at the systems level. We build capacity and develop and promote the kinds of policies and processes in the school that inspire further innovation. The Blended Learning Lab is comprised of several complementary facets. In preparation for the module design and building phase, teachers enroll in a blended professional development course that runs before, during, and after the lab. The course introduces teachers to the most effective teaching methods and activities in blended and online learning and models these approaches through its design and delivery. The design and building phase provides a hands-on environment where teachers can express entrepreneurial spirit and are given time, support, and inspiration to create modules for individual courses. Teachers are supported in this work by a content strategist, a teacher or a technology integrator with prior experience in blended and online learning. The role of the strategist is not to build individual elements of a module, but to help the teacher determine how they should be combined to create a blended module that is more effective and compelling for students than the current unit of study being offered. Allowing students to act as contributors during the design and building phase also plays a vital role in driving further innovation within a school. Working to foster agency for their learning with technology, students serve as curriculum reviewers and tutorial designers. Having students take up these roles establishes a new culture of teaching and learning. An important activator of student and teacher creativity was the opportunity to have this experience embedded within a co-working space in Manhattan. We open up possibilities by connecting with people who share our values and who are interested in the synergy that comes with working in a community of like-minded and talented people. While perhaps complex, each of these elements were important, sparking teacher entrepreneurship and speeding the process of innovation from concept to classroom impact. I invite you to hear from the participants of the first iteration of the Blended Learning Lab.
I also want to shed light on how powerful I found the student participation element. I was really fortunate to have two former students that had just taken my theory of knowledge class fresh off that, full of ideas that go way beyond just a class survey at the end of the year on what you like, what you don't like. These guys were charged up with not only constructive criticisms, but active, interesting ideas that really invigorated me to be like, anytime they were in the room, I wanted to jump on them and figure out what they were going to think of next, because it's totally coming from a perspective I don't normally have.
While Willem, he focused on the specific work that we did, I'd like to focus on the general environment. So upon entering blended learning, I personally felt overwhelmed. Overwhelmed in the sense that there was a sudden change of environment, coming from a school to a blended learning workspace. While school is a more incarcerating experience, relatively, you're forced behind your desk, you have to look one way, what the teacher says. You kind of have these like forced blinders on. And the moment you take those off, a teacher will come up and say, hey, stop it, you're cheating. Whereas in a blended learning workspace, you take those blinders off and you talk. A colleague will come over and be like, hey, good job, you're collaborating. And it was from the start, blended learning had provided us with a really solid foundation. We were given these open offices, which gave me a relaxed state of mind. There were intimate conference rooms, which really brought teachers to our level. And it bridged the gap between, it bridged the unspoken gap between teachers and students. Although UNIS tries to keep it at a minimal, it is there. But at the blended learning workspace, students became consultants and teachers became colleagues, and which made them, as Noam said, it was really easy to talk to the teachers. And the reason this led to another benefit was more like disappointing a friend rather than disappointing your boss. Whereas if you don't do your homework or something at school, you think, oh, I'm sure someone else hasn't done it. The teacher will have to split the disappointment. There are some students in every school who are like they're rebellious. They're burned out on this hierarchical system of this like chain of order and authority. And although I do empathize with them, I felt indifferent because I thought that this was the only system of education. It is doing a good job, at least for me. But I'm really glad that I can finally tell them it's all right. There is hope. I have seen the future, and it's a good one. In regards to the actual work, as Willem said, we created the question bank. So, what's most important about these?
نكمل شرح على الموقع. معناتها الفيديو انه يعني طريقة الشرح التقليدية ممكن تكون مملة وتكون غير مجدية، عكس لما يكون في حركة ويكون في شيء جديد، تقنيات جديدة بالشرح تساعد الواحد على الإبداع. نفس إذا استخدمنا برنامج فيزمي. وهذا فيديو ثالث يقول لنا إن Visme infographic on security. نضغط على الفيديو. شوف تقريبا نفس شغل biology teacher. الحين نروح على tutorials. طلعت لنا هالصفحة مكتوب Hi, how can I help you. حاطين لنا كذا شغلة ممكن ان احنا نضغط عليها اذا مثلا حاسين ان احنا مو فاهمينها. مثلا introduction to Visme. What can I create with Visme. ومني حاطين who uses Visme. Sharing and publishing by Visme. How to create a new project. هنضغط على what can I create. تطلع لنا هالصفحة مكتوب what can I create with Visme. كاتبين here's a short video on what Visme can do. الحين هالفيديو نشوف نبذة صغيرة عن هالبرنامج.
Hi everyone, this is Pooja. So in this presentation I'm going to take you through how you can use Visme for your visual content. When you log into Visme, you will see your dashboard. For example, this is my dashboard, and I can pick a project that I've already created in the past, or I can create new. Okay? Once you do that, you will be shown some options to choose from. Would you like to create a presentation, an infographic, banner ads, or would you like to start with a blank canvas? Okay? And you've got, like you can see, just below this, you can see you've got templates for presentations and also tons of templates for infographics. Let's say I choose presentations. Okay? Now here, this is what I see. I've got my background as blank. So the first thing that I'm going to do is start from the left-hand side tray, and I'm going to take you through all these, handy tools on your left-hand side. So let's start with number 1, default. So I want to choose something nice and subtle. Let's say I go for this one. Okay, let's move on to number 2, which gives you options to choose text widgets. Now, you've got text widgets as well as you've got regular text and animated text. You can choose a text widget, and you can play with the object. You can change the font family, and you can pretty much do a lot of things with this. Okay, so I want to make this as title as how to use Visme, and I just want to place it here on the top, and subtitle. Okay, and I just want to place it here. Every object has some properties associated with it. As you can see, these are the properties that every object has. They're the color, layers, duplication, special effects, link, and then you can also delete them. Layers, as you know, you can put different objects on top of each other. At the moment, we've got 2 different objects in our objects list, so you can play with this, and you can always put this one at the top or this one at the top, depending on your needs. Okay, now let's move on to number 3, which is shapes and icons. You've got tons of different shapes, as you can see. In color, you have different categories, and you can also search something if you want to. So let's move on to number 4, which is images. Under images, you see 2 different tabs, free and my images. Free images are synced with Flickr, so you've got thousands of, as you can see here, you've got thousands of